Right, there we are. Good evening. How is everybody doing? How was everybody's weekend? Hope everybody had a good weekend. And here we are. It is Sunday. We have had just an unbelievable amount of rain up here in New York. It's been absolutely crazy, just crazy. But anyway, fun times. So we even have more rain today. So it's been one of those. We get through the next couple days, I think, and then it's supposed to be drier. But then it's like our highs don't get out of the low 50s from that point on, and we're in the 30s at night. So it's definitely fall like. That's okay. It happens. What are you going to do? So, anyway, before we get into the topic tonight, we're going to be talking about the supply chain disruption. Is it going to be causing more people to do panic buying and all those type of things? We're going to get into all that just momentarily. But before we get started, I want to remind everybody that this is a very family friendly oriented channel. I would ask you to please be decent in the chat. No racism, no nastiness. If you can't abide by those simple, easy rules, those awesome people that you see lit up in blue will boot you out of here because we're not going to have it. So we try to keep the chat clean. One good thing, I just hit 96,000 subscribers, so another milestone. Slowly chipping away, trying to get to 100,000. So that is very, very cool. Prepper says, thanks, Ed. My whole family is watching. Well, it's cool. And you know what? And that's what I want this to be about, that the whole family can watch it and you don't have to worry about the kids hearing, foul language or, and stuff like that. So that's why I try to keep it. I try to keep it family friendly so that everybody can enjoy it and hopefully learn. That's what ultimately what we want. That's so. Anyway, so we are 4,000 subscribers away from me getting a tattoo. If you don't know what I'm talking about, if you're newer to the channel, I have been saying for quite a while that when I hit 100,000 subscribers, I will have my mantra, one of my mantras that I say at the end of every one of my streams or videos, STD, tattooed on me. So I definitely will be having that done when I hit 100,000 subscribers. So step, thing, and day. For those of you that don't know yet what it means, does not mean what you think it means. That's what the cool thing is. When you hear that acronym, most people think, oh, that's what it means. But if you use it in a positive context, it can be very, very awesome. So, but yeah, so fun times. So I'm looking forward to doing that. Though I haven't have no idea where I'm going to put it yet. Haven't even got that far. We're gonna, you know, we're gonna go from there, or we'll just see, take it as it comes. So at some point, I imagine, unless I have a viral video go out and things blow up, which you never know, it can happen. I'm just gonna keep trudging along, and when I hit 100,000, and I got to tell you what, a lot of that is due to the support of other YouTube channels too, giving me shout outs and stuff like that as well. And like I said, I think that combined combination, and hopefully I'm putting out halfway decent content. The whole adventures of the last time I was down here in West Virginia, that last video went up earlier today. So, that. So until I go down the next time, you'll see more videos down there. But it is. It's going to be interesting. So anyhow, so let's get into this topic. Okay, let's talk about uh, the supply chain. Is it going to cause more people? And they're calling it. So if you look at the pundits when they're out there, they're calling it hoarding. All right. I don't like that term because hoarder is a negative connotation. Um, to me, a hoarder is somebody that maybe when like I talked about this before. We had a lady that lived across the street when I was growing up from my grandparents. Sweet lady, very very nice. Yeah, and STD tattoo make good conversation on a first date. Absolutely. So yeah, but that's all part of it. It's to strike up that conversation. Part of it is as well. But anyway, when you walked into her house, she had trails and she would have like newspaper and all kinds of stuff. I mean, chest high, where you could basically walk through, and that's it. That's hoarding to me. Being prepared, being ready. That Call me a hoarder, but I won't be called hungry. That's right. That's right, James Osborne. I agree with you on that 100%. Uh, you know, Whatever title they want to put on it, that's fine. But let's go back and let's look at what happened last year. And this one I still, to this day, will never get. So the pandemic starts, right? And everybody starts to panic and flip out, and everybody's running to the grocery store to buy their cleaning supplies and get toilet paper. Because, I mean, if you're in the middle of a pandemic, you better have a roll of toilet paper. I never understood that, never will understand that. But that's what people did. And it was a while before people were able to get toilet paper again. And when you were able to get it again, you could only buy, one pack at a time. So I never had that concern because I had plenty of toilet paper on hand, stocked up, and you know we were ready to deal with whatever we had to. But it just that's just one example. Now, on a serious note, the supply chain right now is an absolute disaster. It is a mess. And I want you guys to think about something. Okay, so I saw somebody in the comments made this comment, and I just thought to myself, that is unbelievably unrealistic. Unbelievably unrealistic. This person said, and I was talking about, I can't remember what I was talking about, but anyway, they talked about in the comment that whatever the topic was, and then they said, well, what about all those container ships out off of California's coast with all those Chinese soldiers hiding in there waiting to invade? All right, so first of all, if they were hiding that enough troops to actually do any kind of damage off in the ocean, as soon as they started unloading any of them, they would be obliterated. Number one, they've been out there for an extended period of time, so you would not have the logistics or food to be able to feed those people for that kind of time and to keep them all hidden for that kind of time. So I always thought that was very, very interesting. People started panic buying baby formula. Well, you know what? I did see that. I saw an article of a young mother that started doing that as well. But it, you know, people right now are starting to, if you want to call it wake up. I don't know if they're actually waking up or they're just going on what they're told, and they're realizing that we have a disaster on our hands with the or supply chain. I don't care what song and dance Biden is putting out there. Things are a mess. Supplies are not there, and to me, this is okay. So let's break this down in a couple ways. To me, this is a good opportunity once again to make the United States a producer instead of a consumer, because unfortunately, right now we rely way too heavily on China to have all our goods in because we want all these things super super cheap, and so that's what we get. We get cheap crap made in China. It's shipped here. You use it for a year, it breaks down. You go, it was cheap. I'll just go buy another one. What happened to pride in your workmanship? What happened to building a quality product that will last? Well, they don't want to do that because if it lasts, you only have to buy it one time and you never have to buy it again. Uh, you know, we need to bring back manufacturing to the United States. You want to rescue Detroit and all those places up there. They were manufacturing hubs back in the day, uh, doing fantastic. People were making a decent living, but then, oh my God, what a shock! The greedy, blood-sucking corporations figured out, well, we can ship all of our work to China and all of our work to Mexico, and these people work for dirt poor, next to nothing, and we can produce these goods, and then they can make record profits, which is exactly what they do. The system is breaking down. This, if you pay attention to it, you watch what's happening. It's happening before our eyes. A lot of people are obviously still not paying attention. And they're giving us all the song and dance that they want to feed you and say, well, things are going to get better. But in the meantime, if you're paying attention, you're watching Gas prices slowly, not even some points slowly anymore, but they're rapidly going up. The price of beef is rapidly going up. When I was at the get together down in Knoxville, Tennessee, hold on a second. Awesome. How do you spell death to manufacturing? Nantifa. Exactly. Yep. And that is exactly what it did because you're right, 100%, Asif. I agree with you 100%. Killed manufacturing in the United States because if you can get people to do it cheaper overseas, yeah, build back better. Yeah, bull crap. Exactly. I agree with you, Marissa, 100%. Thank you, Asif, for the statement, and you're right. And thank you very much for the donation as well. But when all these things are happening, it is going to be a snowball effect. I was talking about when I was down in Knoxville, Tennessee. One of the people that I spoke with down there was a farmer, a beef farmer, and he was telling me that they are not making the money with like the beef prices as we all see that are through the roof and they're going crazy as far as prices goes. He said the farmer's not seeing that. He said he told me that they were actually getting less than they were the year before. So explain to me how, if the farmer's not being compensated for his cows, who's making that money? Could it possibly be the ones that are wrapping all that meat up? Those companies? Imagine that. What a shock, right? The system is so skewed. It is so skewed. It is so ridiculous. Um, Yeah, build back broke. I like that, Karen. That's a good statement. That's for sure. Again, guys, if you have questions or comments, all cap lock so they stand out for me more, definitely makes a difference. The beef farmers are building their own mammoth processing plant. Well, good. I hope they are, because they're getting screwed. They're absolutely getting screwed. And if they can bring something to the consumer cheaper, that would be a beneficial thing, not only for the farmers, but also for everybody else along the line. You know, I'm sure people wouldn't mind paying a little bit more, but the way that the prices have gone and they've gone absolutely ridiculous, there are definitely, issues with that. But I want to get back to panic buying and how people are going to start doing that again. And they're already doing that. Somebody was talking about baby formula. As soon as people realize that there is going to be shortages of things, they're going to go out there again like a bunch of lunatics and just go crazy. Now, as preppers and off-gridders, hopefully we have already planned ahead and over the course of the last year and a half or better, hopefully, you have been stocking up on these different things because you just never know. Like I said, when the whole panic thing started with like with the toilet paper, I never had to worry about that because we had plenty of toilet paper on hand. If there had been no toilet paper for a year, we still would have been fine. That's called planning ahead. That's not called hoarding. That's called planning ahead, realizing issues may happen and being prepared for those issues to happen. We got 512 in the chat, guys. We're at 181 on a thumbs up. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I would ask you to please do so to show support for the channel. And thank you ahead of time for doing that. I do appreciate it. Again, it really does help with the algorithms. So the more interactions that we have, the more thumbs up or thumbs down, but we would obviously rather see thumbs up. It really does help with the channel. It pushes the boosting with the algorithms. And of course, the third reason is I do like to see, a lot of thumbs up. So that's part of the game as well for me. Again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell icon to get all notifications as well. Let's see. They call us hoarders, but I made hay while the sun shined. Exactly, Beth C. That's a great statement. I like that. Making hay while the sun shines. Uh, Being prepared. I don't care what title that they want to put on it. You know. Yeah. Review the definition of hoarding. Not accurate at all. Exactly. Yep. Mary Beth just said that, and it doesn't pertain. It's not about hoarding. It is about insurance. It's about hedging your bets. It's about being ready for the rainy day because the rainy day is coming. The rainy day is here, in my opinion. The rainy day is definitely here. Uh, you know, this winter, folks, I'm telling you right now, I do not see how, and this is my personal opinion, I do not see how people are going to be able to afford fuel oil, how they're going to be able to afford, natural gas, uh, you know, uh, the propane, everything, all that, all those things, uh, even electric. They're talking about the prices of that have gone up. How they're going to be able to afford that if we do have a brutal winter. If we have a brutal winter and it's brutally cold, the prices have already skyrocketed if you've been paying attention at all. And you got to remember too. So let's think about that for a second. Over the last 6, 8 months, the prices of all these things have gone up exponentially. You look at gasoline, same thing. It's like shot through the roof, since the beginning of the year. When you're trying to heat your home later on, if they try to dump a huge increase on you all at once, people would lose their minds. But because they've done it gradually over 6 to 8 months, a lot of people are not paying attention that much because you're not needing it right now. So when we get into these months of December, January, February, it's going to be insane. And people are going to be really, really hurting because they're going to have to make hard decisions on what gets paid and what doesn't get paid. Hey, Asif, hoarding to me meant people who bought a lot of TP and tried to resell it at a large profit. They were not saving it for themselves, but to sell later on. Yeah, I agree with that statement. You're right, and that does make sense. Um, if you're getting something, I know like they busted somebody with doing it like with hand sanitizer. That this person bought like a ton of hand sanitizer and then was trying to sell it at a huge profit. That's greed. That's just plain greed. Thank you very much for the statement, and thank you very much for the donation too. I do appreciate that. But you're going to see that there's always going to be somebody looking to make money off of the shortcomings of other people. Now, to me, if I have extra toilet paper and my neighbor comes over and says, "Hey, Ed, man, do you have a couple extra rolls of toilet paper or something? Because we just don't have any and we can't get them," or whatever the case may be, I'm going to give them some toilet paper. I'm not looking to get anything out of it. But I will take that moment with them to preach about being better prepared for the next event. These are always lessons. All of these things, any natural disaster that we're dealing with along the course of time, these are learning lessons. We need to take advantage of those learning lessons when it's not life and death. So when a major event happens and it is life and death, you are going to be able to ride that storm out much more comfortably than the average person because you were thinking ahead, you were planning, you were figuring out from events that have happened to you in the past. Uh, you know, Realistically, in New York, what we've always had to deal with up here, ice storms, major snowstorms. That's basically, we have some flooding obviously and stuff like that, but for the most part, that's what we deal with up here. So there can be a power outage because of those type of events. Ice storms are probably the worst. When the ice storms happen, it just wipes out the power for everybody, and so it makes a big difference, and people are without power for a long time because of those type of events. But when those events happen, you take that and you go, okay, this is what I learned. I was short on this, that, or the other thing. Whatever it was that you had not planned properly for, you take that lesson, you utilize that, and you prepare even that much better for the next time. So I would hate to be in a situation. I would hate to be in a situation. I'm going to tell you what, and anybody that watches this channel knows I'm pretty set up. I'm pretty set up really, really well to ride whatever storm will happen. Hey, prepping plumber. Um, OFC Nation done a great video on Dark Winter, minimal stimulation. Love the show. Thank you very much, man. Simulation. Okay, yeah, that's very cool. Thank you for that information. I will definitely have to check that out. So thank you for the statement. And thank you very much for the donation as well. And I appreciate the fact that you love the show. I thank you. I appreciate that. But see, Joe at St. Bernard Acres under the weather tonight, so no live stream. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. So again, with everything that is going on, and I guess I personally believe that things are going to get a lot worse. You know, I'm not coming on here to do fear porn to scare you. I will not do that because I think it's absolutely counterproductive. I really, really do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come on here and I'm going to encourage you all not to be victims. Always is going to be, that's my number one goal. I don't want you to be a victim. I want you to be proactive, to help yourselves and to help your families. That's my number one goal. So, like, even at the get together, at Pinball's get together down in Knoxville, and I had people came up to me and they said, "Listen, I've been watching your channel for years. You're the reason I got into prepping." I love to hear those stories. Those are the stories that make me the happiest because they've listened to what I have said through the years. They've done something to help themselves, to help their families. And when the time comes, that's one less person, that's one less family that's going to be wandering out there lost, trying to figure out how they're going to get their next meal, how they're going to stay warm, how they're going to feed their kids. So to me, those are the greatest stories. That is, to me, is the biggest compliment somebody can give me, is when they say, because they watched my channel, saw what I did, what I've talked about, that they did something about it. Because you can talk all day long, um, and do nothing, and what gets accomplished? Nothing. But if you, and so what I'm trying to do, part of what I want to do is I want to set the example and say, look, I'm not just telling you to do these things, I'm doing them myself. So, for those of you that have been watching me since very early on, when I was in the basement of my house in Greece, New York, and I talked about, I want to buy a piece of property. I want to live off grid. I want to get myself set up that I'm living off grid and can be as independent as I can. I just didn't continue to talk about that for years. I did something about it. And all of you out here watching, you are all in that same opportunity to do exactly the same thing. Anybody can. If you have the determination and if you're willing to, you know, when I bought this property here in New York, I bought it with a private mortgage. I bought it from the owner, gave them so much down, didn't go through a bank. We set an interest rate, we set a timeline, and that's what we did. My property that I just bought in West Virginia, I did the same exact thing. I gave them so much down. We're doing payments. I'm doing payments for 5 years with my property in West Virginia. Okay. It's just, if you can do that, and those opportunities are out there, folks, they're out there. And if you get in, and I will tell you this, if you're going to do those type of things, don't do a land contract with, some fly by night company. You go through a lawyer, you do it the right way, you get everything in writing. If you need the easement, meaning you have the right of way to get into your property, if it's landlocked, but there's a trail going in, make sure you get that all in writing. Anything, handshake is great and trust is wonderful, but at the end of the day, if it's in black and white and it's been documented and it's in the lawyer's office, there's no disputing it. Down the road, if somebody gets pissed off at you because, you kicked their cow, now they don't want you to use that road. Well, if you don't have it in writing that you have the right of way to that road, you're screwed. So, you need to make sure that your I's are dotted and your T's are crossed when it comes to do that. Absolutely a title search. Randy Romines just said, absolutely. Get a title search. Make sure there's no back taxes owed on the property. Make sure there's no liens on the property. Those are hugely, hugely important things. And that's why you have to have a lawyer involved. The lawyer is there to make sure that you are not going to get screwed. But I'm going to tell you what, I did it with my property here, and I'm doing it with my property in West Virginia. And and the people, both times that I bought the properties from, awesome, no issues whatsoever. This has been paid off a long time. This was paid off a long time ago. So and then everything that we've done here, is, oh, the cowboy game's on. Yes, I know. So anyway, if any guys got to give me updates. I know that Dax is not playing, so if any of you are watching the Cowboys game, anybody knows I'm a diehard Cowboy fan, please give me updates, guys, throughout the course of this. I would appreciate that. Thank you. Sorry, I love my Cowboys since I was about 9 years old. Never going to change. That's my team. So, but anyway, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you guys can do it. And there's ways to get it done. You don't have to go through a bank. You can pick up foreclosed properties for back taxes and those type of stuff, or you can get them at a public auction. The opportunities are out there. You just have to do the legwork. You got to be willing to work. Now, when we went to West Virginia to look for a piece of property, flew by the seat of my pants. I'll be 100% honest with you. We were very fortunate. We were able to find a piece of property. Ed, you're just like the cheerleaders. LOL, be real. Oh, I love the cheerleaders too. Yeah, cheerleaders are awesome. But I've been, like I said, I have been a cowboy fan back in the days of Randy White, Too Tall Jones. Uh, God, listen, Charlie Waters, Roger Staubach. you know. So yeah, I've been Drew Pearson, some great cowboy players. So I have actually Heather is sleeping, John. So I don't think we're going to be seeing Heather this evening. So she is having a nap right now. So I don't think we're going to see her this evening. If she should happen to wake up, I definitely will let her know. That you guys would like to see her and Stella. So, but anyway, focus on, again, and I talked about this before, focus on what you can control. Things are going to continue to go down the toilet. I'm telling you right now, I feel it in my bones. It's not going to get better. It's only going to get worse. I think this winter is going to be a nightmare. So if you are in a position to help your neighbors or to help the people that you care about, family members that maybe don't prepare, maybe that have laughed at you or whatever the case may be. And again, that's going to be your choice. Do you plan on helping them or not helping them? Completely up to you. But we need to think about these things, because if we plan ahead and we're ready, we're going to be in way better shape to be able to deal with it. I want you to think about, no matter what happens, it's going to be difficult on all of us. Every single one of us is going to be difficult. They're so it's going to be hard on us as well, but it's going to be less hard on us because we have had the foresight, we've thought ahead, and we said, hey, let's get ready, let's get squared away. And you know what? Mom and Beck, when I first came out here for this endeavor, they thought I was losing my mind. Okay. But where are they now? So family members can come around. They will come around once they realize, oh my God. Okay. So like I'll give you an example, like with my family. Okay. I was telling my sister for years, buy a building, put it on my property, turn it into your home, stay here. I'm not going to cause you or make you pay. Did I miss the solar flare topic? That wasn't the topic tonight. I don't know which one you're looking for, but we weren't talking about a solar flare. We were talking about the supply chain, which we're going to get back into talking about that some more. But anyway, after a time, they realized you're wasting money throwing it in rent all the time. I said, come to me, build something here. They could live here because of family. I'm not going to charge my family. And now in April, it'll be 2 years that she's been paying on her building. She has one more year to go, and her building is free and clear. Everything that has been done inside of the building, they've done it as they could. That's all done, free and clear. So they'll have their home. And here's the best part: if we wanted to, at any point in time, we could put it up on a truck, take it off someplace else, and put it someplace else. Do the same thing with this house here. They're not permanently on a foundation, so they're not locked in and they can never be moved. They absolutely could be moved. I mean, obviously you're gonna have to disconnect the propane and all those type of things, but it doesn't, it's not like you can't take these and take them someplace else. So those are things that I want you guys to think about. If you plan ahead, you put a plan together, lower what you're putting out every month. Stop living above your means. I know a lot of people do that. And so when they lose a job or whatever and those type of things, the money's now gone. The bills aren't gone. They're still there. So if you can lower your footprint as far as what you're paying and those type of things, it's going to help you in the long run. So people would say to me, well, how do you afford to do what you do? I don't have a mortgage payment every month. I don't have a gas and electric bill every month. I don't get a water bill every 3 months from the town. So that little bit of things right there, that's huge because most people, their mortgage is their biggest expense. And when I took on, if you want to, a new mortgage for my property in West Virginia, I did it for 5 years, not for 30. Okay. If you have a 30-year mortgage, you're going to end up paying 3 times what you actually bought that house for by the time you're done paying it off. And before you ever get to that 30-year thing, unless you're people that don't ever move, you stay right there. Most people are moving within 7 years, and banks know that. So all these loans are front loaded with interest, so very little principal is coming off in that first 5 years, because they know generally, okay, 5 years, and you're like, yeah, we're going to do upgrading, we're going to go someplace else. That's what a lot of people do. Not everybody gets into a house and stays there for 30 freaking years. That's not anymore. Maybe our grandparents' generation, yes. My grandparents bought a couple of houses, and then they bought their last house, and they were there pretty much until my grandfather died, and then my grandmother finally sold it because it was too big. That's not the way it is anymore. But the banks are always going to get paid at the end of the day, no matter what, always. So if you can circumvent that, do a private mortgage for a smaller number of years, and even though maybe for 5 years or 10 years or whatever you have to do, it might be a little bit of a struggle, but every month though, that principle's coming down, coming down, coming down. So it makes a big difference. Makes a big difference. But again, I want to get back to talking about the supply. I'm going to get off track, and I do that, but I want to try to educate you a little bit too, and encourage all of you to do something, to be proactive, to help yourselves. That's what I want you to do. Cowboys down by 7. Thanks, James. So the opportunities are there. You can do what you want to do. You can sit home and complain and do nothing, or you can take the bull by the horns and you can be proactive and you can do something to change your lives. That's what I did. And I'm going to tell you what, it's not like I came out here with a tremendous amount of skills and had all kinds of knowledge, because I didn't. I absolutely did not. I came out here with one thing, though, and that was determination and willpower. And you know what? Sometimes that's enough to get you through. I have met tremendous people along the way that have made a huge impact and that have helped. Being able to meet Bill, my bulldozer guy, and have him work for me, absolutely awesome thing. Meeting Greg behind me, and hiring him to help me do different stuff, and bartering with him to do different things. Huge thing, hugely knowledgeable people. So surrounding yourself with good people is a big part of it as well. So just putting it, if you think you're going to go solo and do everything on your own and screw everybody else, good luck to you. That's all I can say with that. All right, so let's get back. We're going to go back to the supply chain. But before we do that, I'm going to do one time, real quick. I want to talk about my website, preppernurse1.com. We have the Prepper Nurse One community on my website. A lot of newer people have been coming in asking, how do I connect with like-minded people? This is how, so please listen. On my website, preppernurse1.com, we have the Prepper Nurse One community. If you click on that, you do have to register. It is free to join, though. No credit card information is asked, but you do have to register because it's private. Nobody can just go in. So that's what you have to do. You have to register. Once you're registered, you go in, read the message boards, try to connect with somebody in your state or your country. That's what it's there for. That's what we designed it for. Again, totally free. We did it for you guys because I had so many people asking how. There you go. That's how. Second thing, on my website, preppernurse1.com, we have the Forefathers, which is the CBD and hemp store. All right. They are, if you go to my website, you will see their logo, Forefathers. If you click on that logo, it will take you to their website. If you decide to make a CBD or hemp purchase, when you check out, make sure you use a discount code PrepperNurse1. You'll save yourself 15% on your purchase. So definitely take advantage of that. North Shore Prepper One just said, let's go, Brandon. Absolutely. Let's go, Brandon. They're getting pissed about that, too. Did you see that? I think it's freaking hysterical. But anyway, also on my website, preppernurse1.com, you go in there, you'll see the store. You click on that, it will drop down. It will say Legacy Foods. Once you click on that, it'll take you to the store within the website. Legacy freeze-dried foods. It is 25-year shelf life, GMO free, gluten options available. It is also vegetarian, but there are beef and chicken options that can be purchased separately. The largest portion size of any of the other freeze-dried food companies. So definitely take advantage of that. You should have long-term food storage in your preps. Freeze-dried foods is absolutely the way to go, and so definitely take advantage of that. All right, so that part's out of the way. We can focus back in on our chat, which is what I want to do. But again, we're at 644 in the chat. We're at 346 on the thumbs up. So I'm going to ask for a thumbs up again, and then we're going to really get back on topic, I promise. So thumbs up, please, to show support for the channel, and thank you ahead of time. Also, again, it really does help with the algorithms. So the more interaction that we have, the better it is for the channel. The third reason, of course, I like to see a lot of thumbs up. It's part of the game. Also, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please make sure you subscribe. Hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. So thank you ahead of time for that. Love green tea. So anyway, Happy Homesteader says at 96,000. Nice. Yeah, we talked about that early in the streams, but thank you very much. Yep, another milestone, which is I never in a million years, when I got started, with the whole YouTube experience, I never thought I'd be sitting at 96,000 subscribers. I never did. It's very, very humbling, and it's my honor to be here with everybody. It really, really is. But let's talk more about the supply chain situation. They're doing nothing to make it better. If you've been paying attention to what's going on with the supply chain, all those ships are still sitting out there in the ocean. Governor De Santis down in Florida has said, hey, come on over here, unload your ships over here. Now, it's a lot farther to go over to the East Coast, obviously, but if your option is to sit in the ocean until they decide to finally unload these ships, they need to be more proactive. They are not being proactive because they're politicians, and politicians are never proactive. James Osborne said, Ed, you should be at 500K with all the great information, but congratulations on 96K. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I'm going to tell you what, I honestly believe if YouTube hadn't played their games that they've played for a while, I would have been over 100,000 a long time ago. They definitely put the brakes on. They unsubscribed. They unsubscribe people all the time. Is a lot. I've had so many people tell me that they've been unsubscribed and didn't know it. So it's crazy. And what do you think about illegal immigrants getting $450,000 from our government? I think it's ridiculous. It should never happen. Give me $450,000, and I'll put it to good use. Now, you know what? An amazing thing is I'll put a lot of that money right back into the economy to stimulate the economy. That we should not be giving illegal aliens, people that came in here illegally, any kind of money, period. So that's where I'm at on that topic. So if you're asking me what my opinion is, that's my opinion. You don't give illegal aliens, you don't give them more incentive to come over here. No, absolutely not. You come in here illegally and you get separated from your children. I think it's terrible. You shouldn't be separated from your children. I 100% don't think that should happen. But you came in here illegally. You got to follow the rules. If you want to follow the rules and follow proper procedure and come into the country properly, you wouldn't be separated from your children. Isn't that weird how that works? Crazy. So they're going to get rewarded for doing the wrong thing. It's absolutely wrong. So, but anyway, the government, our government, is playing a lot of games. I think they're doing these things on purpose. Are they doing it to try to hurt us, the American citizens? Are they doing it to try to hurt China financially? Because, China's making money when these ships are getting unloaded and the money's coming in, when we're buying all the crap that we buy on a daily basis. So, I get $120 on disability. They can even body on disability 1K and still save money. I'm not sure I follow what you were saying there. I don't know. But, yeah, the lunatics are running the asylum. Russ Williams just said that. I agree. I'm a big believer in smaller government. You know, being able to spend our money the way that we want to, being able to put more money in our own pockets. Yeah, they're trying to destroy America. I can't disagree with that statement. From everything that we see going on, that's exactly what it looks like. It looks exactly like that. That's what they're trying to do. You bring in a whole bunch of people that are now going to be relying on the system, that are going to be living off the system. And, again, and when I talked about this before, who's at fault realistically? Let's think about this a second. Let's realistically think about it. Who is at fault? Hey, Gigi, Ed, if it was in the middle of SHTF and a lady and two little kids came to your door asking for something to eat, what is your plan for that? Well, it would depend on the situation, to be honest with you. You know, I have a game plan in place for, what I'm going to try to do to try to help people. If it is legitimate and it kind of appears to be legitimate, I think that you do a trial test run. That's me. Bring them in. They got little kids. Little kids are innocent. That's my opinion with that. Maybe the mom, the husband's been killed. Maybe she's gone through some rough times, and they're looking for stability. They're looking for somebody. Now, they could also be somebody that is being used as an infiltrator. So, again, those are things you have to be really careful of. So, again, there's got to be a screening out process. And I read people pretty well. So, and I don't want to say an interrogation that you would have to go through, but there would definitely be a sit down where the cards were put on the table and we were talked and everything was talked about. So that would be my thought on that. So, but hopefully I would be able to help them. That would be my ultimate goal. As soon as making sure they're not a threat, because that is also a possibility. So just to let you know. As a port trucker, I can tell you this cluster will take months, if not years, to unclog. Wow. Well, thank you, man. I absolutely appreciate you sharing that information. And so thank you. Thank you for that. I appreciate that information. Yeah, it's a mess. It is an absolute mess. And they've done it. And like, again, my opinion, they've done it on purpose. It's done to destroy what we're trying to, how is it and again, let's just think back just before the whole pandemic thing started, record low unemployment, the economy was booming, everything is going great. And then lo and behold, we have this thing happen and everything is shut down and nobody can go anywhere or do anything for something that has a 1% kill rate. And let's be realistic. The majority of the people that were perishing from this event were compromised people. Okay? Think about it. Think about it. Cherokee Man 71 says it was all planned, brother. I definitely see that absolutely as well. I absolutely do. They you know definitely definitely a game, and so unfortunate, but anyway, we have to deal with it. So we do what we can do. We control what we can control. We take care of what we can take care of, and that's all we can do. But this situation is going to get exponentially worse. Exponentially worse. It's not going to get better. So if you are not out there, and again, I know somebody had made this statement, and I'm going to say this statement again. Failing to prepare is preparing to fail. And it's a great statement. And if you listen to it and you take it to heart, if you are not proactive for yourself, for your family, you think the government's going to take care of you? You think they're going to come in and save the day? I sure don't. I sure don't. So, you know. But anyway, I was talking about how we're part of what I think is going on. Is again just my opinion. I think part of it is trying to hurt China financially. So if we delay these ships from being unloaded, it is hurting China's bottom line. China's hurting, guys. They may be the next up and coming superpower, but they are heavily, heavily reliant on coal. So let's talk about this real quick. I think this is an interesting topic. So they're doing the whole G20 meeting, right? But Russia and China, oh my God, what about climate change? What's Russia and China going to do to step up? Nothing. They didn't bring nothing to the table. Imagine that, because they don't want to, because that would mean that China would have to make significant changes to what they're doing. They're not going to do that. They're not going to have somebody else dictate to them what they can and cannot do. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And China is heavily reliant on coal. They got to have coal. So when they have things that they have an advantage of having, right? So they shut those plants down. That just recently, it's a huge game. It's a huge game. Oh, you're going to screw with us? Okay, well we'll screw with you, And then so it's up to you. What are you going to do? So while these governments are playing these little games with each other and trying to screw each other and trying to hurt each other, we, the individual, eventually everything trickles downhill. As there's an old saying that SH rolls downhill. So the lower you are on the totem pole, the more you got to eat. Well, the point that I'm trying to make is while they're playing these games and hurting each other, which ultimately hurts us, we need to be proactive. We need to be. China COVID Delta cases out of control, 6 million on lockdown. Oh, really? I'll bet it's worse than that then. I'll bet it's worse than that. Oh, I don't know if you guys saw this one. I just saw this one. Oh, I was shocked. Shocked, I tell you. So, Ireland, 91% of the people in Ireland have been vaccinated, right? 91%, the largest percentage of people in the world. I think Israel may be second on that list, but Ireland, 91%. But oh my God, they're having a huge breakout right now of the virus. Well, how could that possibly be, right? Isn't this, going to save the day? How could they possibly have How could they possibly have this huge outbreak in Ireland? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any, and it's just a few breakthrough cases. Come on now, just a few. Just pay attention to that. Just pay attention. That's all. That's all I'm going to say about that. I'm not going to get into debates of that. I just think that it's interesting. That's all I'm saying. So I'm sharing information that is being put out there, but they're having a huge outbreak right now in Ireland, even though 91% are. Hmm. Very, very interesting. So, just again, something to pay attention to. But anyway, take care of your business, take care of your families, be proactive, continue to get ready. Taiwan, their COVID deaths from the jab has surpassed the actual disease deaths. Really? Now, that I did not know. I had not heard that before, but thank you for sharing that information again. I don't know if that's true. Um, I don't know if that's true. That's just something that somebody's saying in the chat. I was just reading the comment. So I'm not saying that that is the case. I'm not saying you're a liar. Absolutely not saying that either. But I can't confirm that. So I'm not going to come on here and say, yep, that's true. So I, I'm going to give you information that I know. You want to share other information in the chat. That's absolutely perfectly fine. And I think that that's a good thing. We need to all be paying attention. We need to keep our eyes and our ears open, paying attention to what's going on. So, Scrooge McDuck was a big pharma owner. Oh my God, that's funny. That is funny. So, but so again, what we can control, what we can do. How do you make your life better? Are you tired of being on the hamster wheel? All right. I know that I was. And I did. If you go back and you watch my videos, I did extreme changes. I destroyed my credit. All right. But here's the beauty of that. Certain things are only going to stay on your credit report for 10 years and then they come off. So if you start all over, you rebuild, you do what you have to do, and you go from there. I made some drastic decisions. I made some hard decisions, but I made decisions that were going to be in the long run best for me and my family. When I want you guys to think about this, okay? And, I'm not justifying anything that I did, and I'm never going to. I did what I did because I made a decision, and that's it. So I will always stand by my decisions. You can think it's right, you can think it's wrong. Guess what? It don't affect you, so I don't really care. I did what I needed to do for me and my family, for my own mental health, for my family's health and livelihood. Back in 2008, when we had the banking crisis, some of you may remember that, some of you may not. Okay. My credit cards, I had absolutely excellent credit. My credit cards, the interest rate were 3, 4, 5, maybe 6%. That's it. It was just ridiculously low. I think the average was about 6% is what I was paying for a credit card back then, interest rate. And all of a sudden, I got myself in a big old hole. And so I said, I made a plan and I'm going to get out of this debt. And in a year, I paid down $10,000 worth of credit card debt, and I was on that roll of getting things squared away. And then the banks, in their ultimate wisdom, which they can do whatever they want to do because they are the banks, they went and quadrupled everybody's interest rate. And the reason that they used to justify tripling and quadrupling my interest rate was they said, well, you have a heavy debt load. And I said, well, wait a minute. Have I ever been late on a payment? I always pay more than I'm supposed to pay. No. So I told, yeah, I am Negan. I like that. I told them, I gave them a choice. I said, you put my interest rate back to where it was, or I'll never pay you another dime again. Well, they must have thought I was bluffing. I don't bluff. I say it like it is. I do what I say. I back up what I say. And so I didn't. I never paid another dime because they wouldn't work with me. They were trying to screw me. And I'm not going to be screwed. And think that, oh yeah, well now you have to take care of it because it's your obligation. Wrong. So I walked away from it. I walked away from a mortgage payment. Anybody who's watched this channel knows what I did. You know, I made decisions that I needed to make. And so it changes the perspective of what you do and how your life goes. But now what it ended up being was, instead of every month getting further and further behind, I was able to keep more of my money to be able to take care of the things that I needed. So things became a priority. So getting a piece of property became a priority because we had to have a place to go. So I bought the property. Put a 37-foot camper on the property, which I paid for. Bought it cash. My cousin got a great deal, for me on this camper. I bought it. I put it here. I had some place to go. So when we had to leave our house in Greece, I had a location to go. So when I talk about with the people with not paying their rent or not paying their mortgage for that long period of time where they had all the protection from the government, oh yeah, which by the way is now gone, right? I had an option because I planned ahead. That's what you have to do. And that's what we all have to do. We have to make decisions that are going to make your life better, and that's what you need to think about. And that's just where I never did do the egg count or nothing. Look at me. I'm on a roll. And that's what happens when I get rolling. So I apologize. All right, we're going to go ahead and do the egg count, but we're at 673 in the chat, and we got 435 on the thumbs up. So if you have not, shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to do that to start with, please, and thank you ahead of time. Also, again, it really does help with the algorithm. So the more interaction that we have, the better it is for the channel. So I thank you for that reason as well. Again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell icon to get all notifications. Okay, so let's do the egg count here. All right, because I like the name and I think it's a cool name. If you had the same exact guess as Gypsy Mama Prepper, love the name. I think that's awesome. 2 eggs. That's what we had today, just 2 eggs. Weather's crappy. Girls are molting. What are you going to do? They're just, it's that time of year. So yesterday, I don't think I ever told you, we ended up with 4 eggs yesterday. So we just do what we do, and they lay. If they don't, they don't. Nope, Thickneck is not laid. Okay, Thickneck don't like the cold. She absolutely doesn't like the cold. I knew that was going to be low. A low count, missed by 1. Terrence Burker. Yeah, it's been low. The counts have been low. So what are you going to do? day by day, you just don't know. Whatever they give me is fine, and I'm okay with that. I'm going to continue to take care of them. Oh, a kitty? Okay, well, I can show you. There's Mr. Max, sound asleep on the bed. Mr. Max is my boy, always will be my boy. Actually, I got Max for Eddie. Max was never Eddie's cat. Max was always my cat. So, but yes, Thickneck does not like the cold. So she is not a huge layer in the cold months. So she will, once in a while, she'll lay one in the wintertime, but very, very rarely. Spring comes, bang, 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 she's popping them out. But, just, oh yeah, he's orange. He's gorgeous. He's a big boy. It's funny too, because what is Max now? God, Max has got to be 8 or 9 already. Yeah, he's getting there. He's a good boy though. But so anyway, guys, let's get back to chatting here a little bit more. If you can do it, if you can make it happen, get off grid. Get away from the cities. Get away from suburbia. If you haven't been paying attention, there has been a huge migration of people moving out, or moving south, moving to country areas of this, different states, getting away from cities. There is a reason that they're doing that. If you can do that, I highly, highly encourage you to do the same exact thing. Deals can be made. You can find something. It happens all the time. It really, really does. And that's just kind of where I'm at with that. I think it's so important to get away from the cities. Or if you're in the cities, have a bug out location to get to. Have some place where you can go to get away. Yeah, warmer weather is not a bad thing. Warmer weather is never a bad thing. But you know, just keep doing things that are going to help you and your family. Ed, I'm headed to Arizona. I'm 27 and can't wait to leave this place. Deshaun Jones. Good for you, man. Absolutely fantastic. I'm really happy to hear that. That's a good thing. Make sure wherever you are, though, especially in Arizona, because there's a lot of desert in Arizona, water, 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 especially out there. Make sure you have plenty of water. So that's a huge, important thing. So, but there are so many great places that you can go in the South and get away from it all, where you're not going to be surrounded by a tremendous amount of people. So people keep asking me, and I'm gonna talk about this just a little bit. Why West Virginia for me? Why did I buy in West Virginia? And one of the reasons that I picked West Virginia was sparsely populated. Not a lot of people in West Virginia. If you look at the numbers, it all the time it proves that. Okay, you can buy land a lot cheaper in West Virginia than you can other places. I will go ahead and tell you, because I let it slip one time. I bought 25 acres in West Virginia, and I paid $35,000 for that 25 acres. Okay. I gave him so much down, and we did a private mortgage over 5 years. My payments are very affordable, and I decent interest rate, which we both agreed upon. And again, put it all down legally with a lawyer, got it all squared away. The taxes in West Virginia are ridiculously low. I had one of the people that I had spoke with that lives in West Virginia, and I'll tell you what my taxes are, because it's like it's amazing to me. Okay, so he said, well, listen, you can get a farm exemption if you have a farm, and you can get your taxes lowered more. My taxes on 25 acres a year in West Virginia is $180. I got no problem with that. I'm okay with that. I don't need to have that lowered. And I get it. But, it's just the taxes are cheap down there. So, again, you have to look at the different aspects of it's not just location. It's just not those type of things. You have to look at the big picture of things. And my thought process is, when something goes down, the less populated the area is that you are in, the safer you are going to be, especially if you are prepared. If you have a good working relationship with your neighbors and you have that relationship with them, it's going to be good for that reason as well. So there's a lot of positives of why it makes more sense for me to be in that area. Okay, I wanted high elevation. To me, that was important. I absolutely have it. I have twice the height that I do here where I'm in New York. That was not by accident. That was absolutely by design. Uh, you know, uh, with the meadows and then the slope down is like this. It's very difficult for people to get to you. They're going to have to put a really big effort to get in there. So uh, my taxes are 2,600 for a half acre in the city. Well, when I lived in Greece, New York, I'll give you a good example. When I lived in Greece, New York is it's Monroe County. It's one of the highest tax counties in the nation. My taxes on a quarter acre lot, 1,912 square foot house in Greece, New York, and this is going back, what, 8, 9 years ago, $5,000 a year is what I was paying for taxes. 5 grand a year. And I thought about that, afterwards when we were there. And I was like, this is insane. Because even when you do finally get your property paid off after you pay your 30-year mortgage off, and those taxes are never going to go down, they're just going to continue to go up, you're always going to be behind the eight ball. And I was like, I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to be living someplace just to pay taxes. Now, was it convenient to everything? Yes, it was. It was very convenient to everything. But, it's not where I wanted to be. So that's why, like I said, where I'm at now, my taxes are a lot less. I have 3 acres here, in the southern tier of New York State. And I like that. Everybody that hates me already knows where I am, so it doesn't matter. But I'm not going to put it out there because, again, I just, but again, it's just, you know, we all have to make decisions. What's going to be the best decision? You have to look at the big picture. You have to look at what your long-term plans are. You have to take your age into consideration. So with, I said I wanted to do this move and make this transition down to West Virginia while I'm still young. And then I get crap like, well, you're 56, you're not young. Hey, I am here. I'm physically pretty decent, not bad. I'm in a lot better shape than most people my age. And so, I can handle my business. So I do have to mention this because there was a comment today, and I absolutely laughed when I saw the comment. And the person, now I had just, the video that I put up this earlier today was when I was down in West Virginia, the last video from West Virginia. And I just come off an embankment like this, okay? Just come off an embankment like this. So I get up into the upper meadow, and I was sucking wind, and I was sucking wind hard. And somebody writes a comment, oh my God, I'm really concerned about your breathing. Maybe you should go see a doctor. I just came up a slope like this. You're going to suck wind. It is, it is, that happens. Um, you know, I want any of you, I don't care how good a shape you are, go walk up and down like my hills where I got in West Virginia. And if you're not sucking wind, I'll be pretty impressed, pretty impressed. So anyway, I thought that was funny because it's like, you have to look at the situation and realize why is this happening. So, but anyway, let's do this. I want to do some shout outs for some other channels. Um, you know, Now, like I said, for me humping my 56-year-old behind up and down the hills in the woods, um, I'm good. I'm good. So, but oh no, it was way worse than that, Jamal. It was way worse. I was sucking wind so hard, it was just it was rough. So, who's in better shape, you or Dennis? Well, Dennis is skinnier. He's a lot skinnier than I am, so he's not carrying as much up. I think Dennis goes maybe 150 pounds, and I'm 210. So I'm carrying an extra 60 pounds up and down those hills. So it makes Ed, you made me breathe hard watching you hump the woods. Yeah, I'm going to tell you what, it'll do two things to you. It'll put you in great shape or it'll kill you. So anyway, I want to do some shout outs and I'm hoping that it gets me in better shape. That's my goal. Icky Can off grid, my friend up in Canada. He's a nice young man. Well, not young man, but he's a gentleman up there. living off grid. Really good dude. I would ask you guys to support his channel up there. Also, Sean James is up in Canada as well. Awesome channel he has up there. He has the Sean James, and he also has My Self Reliance. Really good stuff. Building up there. He's he's 50 and doing it all over again too. So definitely respect that. The guy is just in phenomenal shape in doing his build up there in Canada. It's amazing to watch. We have Canadian Prepper also in Canada. Okay, so definitely support him. We have Alaskan Prepper, absolutely awesome dude. Definitely support his channel. Alaskan Granny is another one that comes to mind. We have Angry Prepper down in New York City. We have Pinball Preparedness. We have Green Greg's. Also Southern Prepper 1. There is Magic Prepper out in North Dakota. Also, we have Marfugal News out on the West Coast in Seattle. Awesome dude with, Adam out there. Definitely go support him as well. Also, Doug and Stacy. I love their channel. They're awesome. Boss of the Swamp has a great channel as well. You have the Uneducated Economist. That's another really, really good channel. Bjorn Hansen has a great channel. Also is Corporal's Corner. I love Corporal's Corner as well. Real good channel as well. So go support these channels. Go subscribe to them. Go tell them Prepper Nurse 1 sent you over. Like I said, I do believe that we should also be supporting each other. And so, there's so many great channels out there. City Prepping, I haven't seen that channel, so I can't give you an opinion one way or another on that. I can't. So I don't know that channel because I haven't watched it. But also 80K Man has a channel here. He's up in the Adirondacks. I would ask you to support him. North Shore Preparedness, one of my moderators. The Needy Homestead, yes, absolutely. I think you should go and support their channel as well. A lot of great channels, But again, a lot of great channels out there. A lot of different views, different ways to look. Gray Man Prepping is another one that comes to mind. And somebody just put it on there, Gray Man. I love that. That's awesome. So, but there's a lot of good information being put out there. I definitely think that you should look at different channels to look at different information because I think that that's productive. It gives you a different perspective. Wrangle Star is another channel that I absolutely recommend to people. I think he's got a great channel, and I think he's a good person. I think deep down he's a good person. So, but there, like I said, Prepping Princess is another one. There's so many good channels out there. There is the Green Dream Project. They're out in Arizona. Like their channel as well. Like what they're doing. The Nomadic Movement. I like them as well. I think they're a nice young couple. They just had a baby girl, and so they're fun to watch. St. Bernard Acres, yes, with Joe, and the Oppenheimer Ranch Project with Diamond. Love Diamond. Very super intelligent individual. So I absolutely recommend that you support him as well. Suspicious Observer is another one. Is a great channel. A lot of great information because they're looking at different things. Suspicious Observers looking at the planet and what's going on with that and all that type of stuff. And Diamond does a lot of that stuff too. So really, really good, good information out there. So that's all I got for those today. I'm sure I'm probably missing some people, and I apologize if I am. But there is a lot of good information out there. Again, I believe we should be supporting each other. And see, I forgot to mention Bizarrizza Jizza. JJ, if you would throw the link up, he just put up his first new thing of the Carrington Chronicles. So definitely go over, show him some love, show him some support. All right. Yeah, guys, if you have questions or something, all cap locks, please. It really, really, it really does help. It stands out for me more. And if because I'm like trying to talk to you guys, but then I'm trying to watch the comments as well. So definitely, I appreciate you guys doing that. So, someone in here is attention seeking, aren't they? I must have missed something. Yeah, Jade, you just put the link up for Bizarrizza Jizza, guys. Definitely go over there, show him some love, show him some support. All right. How much canning did you get done this year? We did a lot of canning. I know I didn't do a lot of videos on canning, and I apologize about that. We were just trying to take care of our stuff as things came in. You know, we did that. What's next with the greenhouse? Great question, Cliff. Thank you for asking that. Um, what I have that new wood stove that I purchased, and I'm going to be showing that soon, I promise. Uh, this last week was a little chaotic and a little crazy. There's some stuff that I have to do tomorrow that I got to take care of, but I'm going to get it. I actually have to do like reviews on 6 or 7 products for you guys as well. I'm going to get those up for you guys as well. But I got this wood stove, a smaller wood stove that is like 20 pounds. And I'm going to show you that. I'm going to set it up. And I'm actually going to, I believe what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it up in the greenhouse so that we can keep the greenhouse warmer through the winter. And we're going to see how that kind of works and where that kind of goes this year. So those are things that we're going to be taking care of. But it's going to be, it'll be interesting. I got some good stuff coming up for you guys, I promise. I got more stone I got to move to. The weather, like I said, has just not been cooperating. It is not. So, um, uh, it's not your decision or your business. Ed makes money from his channel. Oh, somebody's asking how I make money. Again, I'm not going to get into that. That's none of their business. You're right. Thank you very much for saying that. It's nobody's business. I don't need to justify where my money comes from. So that's it on that. So, you know, I do make money off of YouTube. Absolutely. Yes, I do. I've never said I didn't. So, you know, but, you know, it's, I'm not here to try to, you know, sell you 10 million things. Like I said, when I talk about the legacy freeze dried foods, or if I talk about, you know, the forefathers, which is the CBD stuff, it's stuff that I use. Oh, she's gone, JJ. Okay, cool. Thank you. Um, it's products that I recommend, that I use, that I have in my preps myself. So I'm not going to recommend something to you that's something that I would not use myself. It's not about the almighty dollar. It's really not. If when it comes to freeze dried foods, guys, let me just put it like this, okay? Oh, hold on, I gotta show you. What? What are you doing? Hello, what's going on? um, it's like if you want to go with Augustin Farms, if you want to go with Mountain House, or if you want to go with the Legacy freeze dried foods, that's great. As long as you are doing something to help yourself, that's what I want to see. I'm going to tell you the advantages of legacy food. Like I said, the portion size is bigger than the rest, obviously. So I'm going to share that information with you. If you choose to do something with it, great. If you choose not to, great. Because at the end of the day, if you're not proactive in helping yourself, you're hurting yourself. And that doesn't mean, oh, I have to buy Ed's product or I'm hurting myself. That's not what I'm saying. Be proactive, do things to help yourself and your family to survive whatever is going to be coming. That's what I'm always going to encourage you to do. So that is that. So anyway, I know time is just like freaking going crazier. Let's do this. What are we at? 5:16. Ask for another thumbs up here. Let's shoot for. We got like 7 minutes to go. Let's shoot for 600. We're at 5:16. Let's shoot for 600 just for fun, because it's a ways up there. So if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to do it to show support for the channel, and I thank you for that ahead of time. Also, it really does help with the algorithm, so the more interaction that we have, the better it is for the channel. So I'm going to thank you for that reason as well. Also, again, the third reason is I like to see a lot of thumbs up, so it's just a game that I like to play. So again, thank you for that reason. If you are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell icon to get all notifications. So the goal is 600. We are 65 away. We're at 535 right now. So we are legion because we are many, not the bad biblical legion, which is one example of a bad legion. And I don't know why people feel like they need to bring that up all the time, but they do. So I have to bring it up and say we're not that kind of legion. We are like the American Legion or a Roman Legion because we are many. We are all over the world. We're all over the country. We're a huge network. We're a huge family of people with our eyes wide open. We are awake. We are not woke. We are awake. And I think that's for a reason. So where is everybody from tonight? So we have Franklin County, Ohio. Let's see. Maine in Canada, also very cool. Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Leesburg, Florida. Lakeland, Florida. Bumstead, Florida. Cape Cod, Connecticut. Inverness, Florida. Uh, Ocean Park in Washington. Rochester, New York. Raleigh, North Carolina. Leroy, Illinois. Mesa, Arizona. Brookings, southern coast of Oregon. Mississauga, Ontario, Canada. Central Oregon. Key West, Florida. Union City, Pennsylvania. Michigan. Let's see, Daphne, Alabama. Campbell, Missouri. Let's see, Afton, New York. Beech Grove, Indiana. Michigan, Alpena. North Carolina. Denver, Colorado. New Hampshire. Maine. Arizona. Ulster Park, New York. Eastern North Carolina. Alabama just went through. Appalachian Homestead, very nice. Northwest Ohio. Winston-Salem, North Carolina. I know where that is. Where's my candy? That's right. Minnesota, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, West Virginia, St. Augustine, Florida. We have Mangro, Ohio. I hope I said that right. Vancouver, Washington, Lake East, Ohio, New Hampshire, Missouri and the Ozarks, Somerset, Pennsylvania, Trump Nation. I like that as well. West Virginia again. Hamlin, West Virginia, Cape Cod, northern Wisconsin, Sioux Falls, South Dakota, Missouri City, Missouri. We have New Zealand is in the house. Very nice. Let's see. Hey, you know who I didn't see in here tonight talking, and because he's always first. When where's my gentleman from Australia? I didn't see him putting up his thing here tonight, so he must not be in the chat tonight. I hope he's okay. We have Gatlin, Pennsylvania, Palmeride, California, Central Iowa, Euclid, Texas. So again, guys, Nowhere, Oklahoma, always my favorite name. I always will be. We are all over the place. We are a huge, huge network and a huge family. We are the ones that can make a difference when the time comes. I really, truly believe that. I always will believe that. I think that we have been awoken. We have UK's in the house. There he is, one of my people from the UK. But again, we're the ones that can make a difference. We really, truly are. Thank you for staying up so late, or late too. I appreciate that, because I know it's 5 hours later over in the UK, so they're up late. Anyway, guys, I want to thank my moderators who do an absolutely fantastic job keeping the chat clean. They are absolutely awesome. And 7-3 Vikings. Thank you for the update. I appreciate that. Thank you. Cowboy score 7-3 Minnesota at the moment. Again, we're the ones that really truly can make a difference, and I think that we should try if we can. Also, again, see, I'm like completely off my train of thought. I went into something completely different. So anyway, I want to thank my moderators who do a great job. So you got me distracted and my brain went. I want to thank my moderators who do a fantastic job. They keep the chat clean. Thank you for what you do. I want to thank all of you for being here today. So we're at 5:57, and we need 43 more thumbs up, guys, to hit 600 thumbs up. So can we do it? Can you guys make it happen for me? 43 more. So again, I appreciate all of you being here, supporting the channel and stuff. It really does mean a lot to me. You guys are absolutely awesome, and it definitely means a lot. And again, continue to be proactive, continue to work on things, and I think that that's important. Remember, we are all in this together. We are one race called the human race. People need to remember that. For some reason, people lose sight of that. They're easily manipulated and controlled by the media, by the government, who puts out that we should all hate each other all the time. They want us to hate each other, because if we don't hate each other and we come together, we're going to realize who the real problem is, which is big business and the government. Imagine that. Then we would do something about it, right? Weird concept. Also, so don't let them divide us over race, religion, political affiliation, the vaxxed or the unvaxxed. Don't let them do that. If you know people that want to do that, then let them do it. If they don't, then don't. It's a choice, like anything else. Hatred is also a choice. You can choose to continue to perpetuate that hate, or you can let it go and turn it into something much, much better. I don't have time for hate. It's a waste of energy, so I just choose not to. So we're at 579. So we need 21 more thumbs up, guys. 21 more thumbs up. So thank you ahead of time if you haven't done that. So appreciate that. Also, last but not least, STD. Yes, I did hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every day. So definitely do that. Also, but last but not least, STD. Step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you are trying to do, whatever you are trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only person that can stop you from reaching your goals is you. That's it. Nobody else can stop you. If you stay positive and stay away from that negativity, you're going to be just fine. Don't let people drag you down. Don't let people dictate to you what you can and cannot accomplish. It does not have to be about prepping. It does not have to be about living off grid. It is whatever goal that you are trying to obtain in your life. Look in that mirror and realize that's the only one stopping you. So we're at 597. We need three more. Three more thumbs up to get to that 600 level. And you guys are going to do it easy. I know you are tonight. So that'd be very, very cool. So three more to go, guys. So if you haven't shot that thumbs up, here we go. 600. Easy. I knew you guys could do it. So anyway, guys, stay focused, stay positive, continue to make your goals happen, continue to prep, don't stop. Don't be a victim, okay? Don't be a victim. Be proactive, all right? So we're 611, 613. That's very, very cool. You guys just blew right past this. I should have made it higher to make it more difficult. So, but anyway, a lot of great channels out there. We should all be supporting each other. Let's continue to do so, all right? And did I say pinball tonight? I may have. I think I did earlier in the chat. I talked about pinball, but another good dude. Very, very good dude. So uh, keep doing what you're doing, guys. Keep prepping. Stay proactive. Keep focused, and we're going to be fine. All right. I will see you all later. I hope everybody has a great night. Prepper Nurse 1 out for now.